Welcome everyone, I'm DarkHour717. Today we finally see patch 314 hit the live universe. This is definitely something that's been long awaited, and we're here to go over some of the patch notes. Before we get started though, I want to announce the winner of our 2000 sub giveaway. We passed that milestone the other night, and originally I drew a winner, which was Shepherd SG1. When I was able to get in contact with him, he had requested to forfeit the prize and ask another winner be chosen, as he wanted it to go with someone who would benefit more from it than he would. I have to admit, I have a huge amount of respect and appreciation for his kind thoughts and gesture, so would like to give him a shout out and personally say thank you to Shepherd SG1. He also has a YouTube page out there that also has a great video documenting the trip from Olisar to Orison, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's also got some really beautiful music going along with it. I recommend to check it out, and I'll also include the link over to that in the comments down below. Check out his channel. Also, he has some other content from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and definitely worth checking it out. So definitely want to throw my support behind him and thank him again for his sub and wish him the best. So the alternate winner of the giveaway was the Evil 931. Congrats to you, Evil, and I hope you enjoy the prize. Unfortunately, I was not able to acquire the Terrapin as I was hoping, but we transferred a Gaddock Raylan on over to Evil with the Hyotin paint. I think that's how you say it. Hyotin paint, and wish him the best with it. He's actually a cargo trader, so I think that's going to definitely better suit him than the Terrapin would. And thanks again to him and Shepherd for your support and your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate. Glad to have you guys on board with us. And that is definitely one thing, again, that I will always say is great about this community, is that everybody is just there to support everybody else. And things like what Shepherd did just speak volumes for the type of people that play this game. We'll be returning to our regular giveaways here in September, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, so the long-awaited patch 314 has hit live as of the afternoon, and there's a lot of info in these patch notes. I'll include a link to the notes below and highly recommend checking it out, as I will not be able to go over everything. And again, I apologize about the audio. It is a bit echoey in here, as I did receive my sound absorption padding, but won't be able to install it until tomorrow, so please bear with me and I appreciate the patience. So with 314, long-term persistence is enabled, which means in-game purchase ships should carry over, and as always, they recommend deleting your user folder, though generally I only do so when I start having issues. Some of the known issues that are going on are similar to what we saw in PTU. Some are getting the 16,008 error when launching, and I know a few of our org members saw this, and the workaround is to do a character reset as suggested, and that should take care of it for you. After logging out in a ship, bed, or crashing, logging in can result in an error 2000 or 20,018, or a long loading screen where ship player spawns at Stanton Star. Most likely requires a character reset and logging out of the launcher to fix that one. After a server connection timeout or a 30k, you can get that bad token error. Of course, any of us that have been in this game for any short amount of time have seen this and know that to get rid of that, you have to exit out, close your launcher, relaunch, and go back into the game. That will get rid of that bad token for you. Another known issue is that Star Citizen may crash immediately after pressing the launch game in the launcher. Recent potential app conflicts with Acronis Active Protection, Komodo, Sonic Studio. This may require you to contact RSI technical support if the issue persists. I've not encountered this myself, but definitely worth noting, as it may require you to get in touch with them over at tech support at SIG. Difficulty in leaving a party at menus. The workaround on this one is to go into Star Marine, hit invite, and then select leave party, and that should take care of that one for you. And we're still seeing issues with the ultra-wide monitors with the chat window, making it unreadable at times. Also, med pens are sometimes not working when used. Sometimes when you're switching FPS weapons, you'll actually drop it instead of actually stow it. And of course, the Demon Fang knife is missing in-game entirely right now at this time. Also, your box deliveries at Area 18 are getting rejected at the kiosk. Search missions may not properly update when you go to do them and you get the cargo. Also, there's no missile operator mode on the Connie Andromeda for the co-pilot, and of course Hammerhead turret doors may be an issue and not open when you go to leave and you get trapped inside. This is one that we've definitely seen. One workaround that's worked for us is to open all exterior doors and make sure you hit that unlock. and that has assisted with that, but it may not work anymore. We haven't ran into it yet in the PU. Very low tolerance for friendly fire with the distortion weapons also. It's going to reach that threshold quickly and give you a crime stat. So this one I've definitely ran into with doing a Xeno threat and all, so be very careful if you're using those distortions. Now, moving on to some of the new features, of course we all know Orison is now in the game and down on Crusader. We also have the redesigned new Babbage Hospital area, so the path to exit Aspire Grand has slightly changed now. If you go down the center, that's going to take you to the hospital. Your staircase to go down to the trams is going to be just to the left or the right of that center pathway. There's also the new missile operator mode, which I've been greatly enjoying, though it does take a little getting used to. The Law System version 2 has also brought in the surrender mechanic, where it is functioning. I've used it a couple times. NPC law enforcers, to surrender, what you're going to need to do is bring your ship to a complete stop, shut it down, and they should take you into custody and put you over into Klesher. Now, this is supposed to result in a reduced sentence, but at times in the PTU, we saw that it really didn't reduce anything. The sentences were the same. Other times, we did see a small reduction in the sentence. So it may be hit or miss on that one. Not sure how it's behaving in the PU yet, as I haven't gotten arrested. Of course, we got the missile guidance and tracking. This is supposed to provide improved missile performance and tracking of the target, though I've seen this hit or miss at times. I was still seeing a lot of times where I would fire the missiles after they've locked on, even on short distances, and they would just go off in a strange direction, nowhere near the target. Now, sometimes they veered back around and went after it. Other times they just went off into oblivion and I never saw them again. Of course, we also have the Connie Taurus in game now, and it's available for pledge, of course, though it's not available for purchase yet in game. We also have the inclusion of the volumetric cloud systems now that Orison's in, which also makes sure you want to check your graphic settings in regards to that, as well as the other new graphic settings. That's going to be the spawning distance options, which is going to set the distance from the camera for scattered objects to spawn in. And similar with the high terrain tessellation distance, set that distance based on your setting. These are going to automatically default to the medium setting, but you can adjust them in your options under the graphics. You may see a drop in performance if you take them too high. You may see an improvement if you take them a little bit lower. So you may have to adjust that based on your PC and your system. Now, some other systems have gotten updates with 3.14, the radar scanning and ping. This has been overhauled and also has a new user interface. And so far, I've heard mixed results. Some people love it, some people hate it, but me personally, I actually like it. The overhaul includes new elements, including the infrared, electromagnetic, and cross-section signatures. We also have the Power Management version 2, which now replaces the previous power elements with the new capacitor system. So no longer are you going to go into your power menu and items and adjust things with overpower or overclock. You're going to be able to change it through that triangle on the MFD display, as well as additional keybinds that are on the keyboard. So you're going to have F5 for your weapons, F6 for your shields, F7 for thrusters, and F8 is going to recenter everything for you. The nice thing about the keybinds is that it's going to make small increments in whatever direction that you're hitting with those F keys. Of course, with this new capacitor system, we have the new weapon fire rates and damage, as well as the change in how ammunition works. So a lot of us are going to need to be more conservative in how and when we decide to fire, and recharge times are going to be needed for all those energy weapons now. The flight has also been updated with a new gorgeous looking HUD, as well as the afterburner is no longer there and has been replaced with the boost gauge along the left side. I personally like the change with the boost gauge. I find it more useful when I'm in flight and found different ways to use that to my benefit. There's also a lot more information and very detailed description in all of these in the patch notes, so definitely recommend checking those out as always. As usual, we also have a number of known bugs. These are going to just be a few of them, and some of them I've definitely experienced. I know a lot of our org members have experienced, but these are some of the more bigger ones. The friends list should now be fixed and correctly showing in live. This is a big one for me, as it's been a while since I've actually had my entire list available, and I will be glad to no longer have to make everybody delete me and re-add me every time that we're doing a stream or anything. They also fixed the issue with the cursor staying on screen, not being able to get it to go away. This was a big one I've experienced numerous times and very annoying. Although it's a small thing, it does get on your nerves and can really kind of frustrate you. The emotes should all be functional again through the slash commands and inner thought wheel, as well as they fix an issue with items being dropped on the ground falling through the planet. This one I'm a little hesitant on because when we pass the hacking chips back and forth to clear crime stats, it's something I'll need to see to be confident that it's fixed. As well as when you quantum to the surface on a party member, they did fix that you're not going to likely fly into the planet or through the planet and blow up and get killed when you're trying to meet up with your teammates down there on the surface. That's another one, I'll believe it when I see it, and always still a little hesitant just quantuming down to the surface on a party member. Restock and refuel services should be working normally again, and don't forget that when you reclaim your ship now, you're going to need to spawn it in, and then when you get to it, you need to restock or refuel it, as it will not automatically show up with full armament and full fuel. So just like reclaiming it, you're going to have what was in it when it got destroyed. So keep that in mind, and that way you won't inadvertently take off without any ammo or fuel. Also, oxygen should no longer deplete after you quantum in your ship. There should also no longer be an issue with spawning back in your ship if your client crashes when you're inside an armistice zone. And vehicles with weapon gimbals should properly default to fixed mode when the setting is turned on. They also fix an issue causing many inner thought functions to be missing or broken when you're in ship beds and non-pilot seats, making it difficult to get up or exit the game or log out. And also fix an issue making it impossible for players to reclaim ships at the ASOP terminals hitting that reclaim button or claim button. Underground facility turrets should now be back in place and be present when you go on site, so watch out for those. And cruise control will no longer have an issue ignoring the limiter settings, so now cruise control should stay at that limiter setting. Fixed performance drop of 10 FPS with the Xperia Prowler when you're exploring around the lower rear section of it and you're on the surface of a moon or a planet. And of course the no-fly zones in Area 18 should no longer autopilot you into the ground, which is definitely going to be a big benefit. And finally, fixed an issue with players being desynced in the Connie Andromeda and the Aquila. So these are just a few of the known issues that are in the patch notes. Again, I highly recommend you check those out so you can see everything that's listed there. Now on top of this, they also fixed 8 client crashes, 5 server crashes, 1 deadlock, and made multiple back-end server stability fixes and optimizations. So overall, a lot of stuff here, as well as, remember, we will be seeing Xenothreat version 2 here in 3.14, as well as hopefully some more will be coming with the Ninetales events that's down the road. So keep your ears out for that. I know we definitely in Amrock's Fang love doing Xenothreat, so I'm really looking forward to doing more of that. And again, recommend, as always, check those patch notes for the full details on everything. I hope this has been informative for you and you all get in and get a chance to enjoy the new patch. We'll definitely be checking out a lot of these new features in our upcoming streams every Sunday and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you wish to help support the channel, check out the Patreon as well as the members page on YouTube. Lots of great packages there, as well as the merch store. Links for all that can be in the comments below. But thank you again for all your support, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the verse and hope everybody enjoys 3.14.